First of all, congrats on All of My Friends Are Dead. Can you talk about what drew you both to this project?
Yeah, so I read this script, and I'm a huge horror fan. I love movies, and I feel like I'm pretty good at being able to predict what happens. But I was reading this script, and I was constantly surprised. I felt like the plot twists were incredible, and I think that it's such a crazy, chaotic film, but there's also like a heart. There's a storyline in the middle of it that is just the heart and soul of the whole thing, and I was really interested in playing that. Yeah.
Word. Honestly, for me, plain and simple just sounded fun. I was like, to be in a horror movie, and I'm not gonna give a spoiler, but what happens to me, I was like, sure, sign me up. Super simple. And then I saw that she was attached to the film, and we had worked together when we were kids. I was 13, you would have been 15, yeah, like babies. And so I was like, oh, I know her, that'll be fun. Like, it was like super just like, yeah, why not?
And was horror something that you always thought would be fun? Did you practice your screams prior to being in this film?
Hell yeah.
I mean, my vocal cords are already holding on for dear life, so I did not use them any more than I ever had to. But on the horror side of things, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then what about you?
I've never done horror, but it's been something I've been wanting to do for so long because it's so fun. It's so fun to watch them and then to make them with all the fake blood, the screams, the classic final girl. Like, the whole thing just sounded like so much fun. Yeah.
And then can you both talk about your characters and what fans can expect to see in the movie? Without any spoilers. Without any spoilers.
It's kind of hard to talk about mine without any spoilers. Also yours without any spoilers.
Yeah, it's so true.
I think, honestly, for me, this is the first time that I'm really playing not myself. I think a lot of times in a movie, I'm playing a role, but it's like, you know, it's been like a version of me, but it's not named JoJo, but it's, you know what I mean? And so I feel like this, for me, was the first, like, okay, we're really gonna go somewhere else. So I think that's a fun thing, but that has nothing to do with the character. I guess that has more to do with me, but.
I think that's a good teaser.
Yeah,
you know?
like, you're gonna get to see something different.
Yeah.
It's a completely different side of you. And by the way, she's incredible in this film. Like, genuinely, it was so, you poured your heart out into this whole film. It was really incredible.
Really gave her my best.
It was amazing. It looks so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really excited for people to see this project. I think my character is also hard to describe, but the thing that sort of drew me to her to begin with is when I first got the script and I was talking to Marcus, our director, when he was describing the role of Sarah, he was like, it's a final girl in a way that no one's ever seen before. And I was like, okay, wait, what does that mean? Because there's so many iconic final girls of the past. And then I read the script and I was like, oh, no, I get it. That's completely different. So she's plays Wrath, the sin of Wrath. And you think she's one person in the beginning of this film, and then, you know, you go on this crazy journey with her, and she's just trying to survive and fight for her life, and you see a completely different side of her at the end of the film.
I love it. And I love the comedy aspect, too. I feel like that makes it fun, you know?
Yeah.
I love the horror and the comedy combined. And I also have to say, JoJo, you've had a major year. You've had Karma. Now this movie. You talked about your plans to have triplets with surrogates. Why triplets?
You know, that is the clinker. That gets everybody. I genuinely woke up and I was like, why is the Today Show talking about me having triplets? That's psychotic, but I love it. Honestly, I've always wanted babies. I've always wanted kids. I've always had that maternal instinct. And I've always wanted to name a baby girl Freddie. That was like my name for forever after Freddie Mercury. And then one day I was like joking around. I was like, well, I want a girl and I want twin boys. It's gonna be Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy. And everyone was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was like, wait, kind of is. Like, it's kind of gonna stick. Then, you know, there's been different plans. There's been, like, the twin boys, and then Freddie's a little bit older. There's been the twin boys, and then Freddie's a little bit younger. Now we're on, like, in my head, it's just triplets, all at once. 3 separate surrogates. That way no one has the ordeal of triplets inside their body, but it's just 3 babies, essentially, at once. My ideal would be, like, birthday on one day, then the next day, then the next day. It's, like, 3 in a row. A lot of plans. It's like 2 years away, so I have a time to like really decide what I want the plan to be, but I definitely, I had the thought the other day. I was like, holy shit, I really am 21. I could do it right now if I wanted to. Like, I could have a child right now, but I think like 2 years is the.
I was gonna ask about the timeline.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone could do it, it could be you. You have so much energy.
true.
You know?
So much energy, and I also have a lot of people in my life. Like, I would not be raising the kids alone, absolutely. And my thing is, like, I want to live my life that I have now, but with kids and bringing kids into it. And I don't want to go to Cabo with my friends. I want to go to Disney World with Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Oh, babies.
I love this.
No, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but would you ever want your kids to maybe be in the business, in entertainment, dancing, a family band? Manifesting here.
Oh my God. A family band I would never, ever, ever do. But precious. They wanted to do a little trio act. Go for it. I think it depends. I really do. I joke a lot with my kids. I'm like, whatever they do at 2 years, they can pick, but they're picking by age 2. Whatever ball they touch, we're running with that. Whatever game they touch, we're running with that. But I think realistically, like when it comes to the industry, there's these videos of me, and I'm sure you have these videos too as a kid, where it's like there's just something different. There's like a desire from the actual child themselves. Obviously, at 4 years old, I didn't go, oh, when I'm older, I want to sing a song about karma and be in a horror movie. Like that didn't happen from 2-year-old me. But there was something different about me, I would say, about you. Like a lot of this doesn't start when you're 18. You know what I mean? It starts when you're really young. And so I think if any of my kids, or even if any of my friends' kids showed that interest, I would 100% inspire to be in the industry and be like, yeah, you have it. Let's run with it if you like it. And if you don't, I think there's also a common misconception that if you are a child star, you have to be an adult star. Not at all. If you turn 18 and you're like, you know what, this actually isn't for me, quit it. Most of the girls on Dance Moms did. You know what I mean? Most of the Dance Moms girls were like, hey, look, I want to be normal. I'm going to go to school, and of course they're always going to have that side of their life, but you can kind of quit it if you want.
Yeah. Well, I love that both of you seem to be really into acting and.
Oh, this girl's crushing it.
I was going to ask, how was your friendship on set? What was the bond like with both of you?
Oh, I was terrified as shit. Thank God for her.
What?
Oh, I was so scared.
Why?
I was so scared because
No, I was. Are you kidding?
Why?
Why?
Like when we were in the bar that like first day, I was literally like, oh my God, don't mess it up. I was like, she's a really good actress. This is what she does for a living. Like, what are you? You're a little dweeb that sings, I guess. Like, you need to really find it. And then you were so good with me.
Yeah, because you were incredible. And also,
Liar.
like,
But that's okay, I'll let it go.
Well, I can't. I was about to spoil it, but there's so many scenes where you absolutely crush it, and you were so good. And it was really fun to reunite because again, we were kids doing a kids show years ago.
Potato Hut besties.
Potato Hut besties. You know, and now we're all grown up doing like a very adult thing in a cool horror film, and so like reuniting was fun. And I also love like you were driving me around from like set to set.
We did,
which was really cute. So we had like a little catch up.
I forgot about that.
So what's been happening the last like 5-6 years?
I fully forgot about that. We did drive together, yeah.
And JoJo, you have new music out. Congrats on that.
Thank
I
you.
feel like guilty pleasure.
Thank
Fans
you.
are loving it.
Thank you so
Have
much.
you had a chance to listen to it?
Absolutely.
How was it
It's
like
just a
having that
pleasure.
out?
It's not even a guilty pleasure at
Please,
this point.
thank you.
I'm like, let's go. I'm a huge
you.
fan.
Thank you.
What's it been like seeing the fans' reaction to this?
It's been so fun. It really has been. And I think pulling guilty pleasure out of my back pocket and being like, this one's for you, suckers. Like honestly, the pattern wrote itself. And I'm really happy with how everything is. And now working on the next round of music, you know, as there is a lot of praise, there's also a lot of like, hey, you should do this. And so I'm like, you know what? You're right. Actually, I should have a hand in writing every song. And so I'm going to, you know what I mean? And so there's little things that I'm switching up with my new music and next music, and I'm working on, and even little things as in when I'm in the studio. I never used to care what I sounded like in the studio. I always just trust the producer. But for one of my new songs, I called the producer and I was like, I have an idea. And he was like, you're bringing a vocal idea to the table? Who is this? And I was like, I don't know, but like, hear me out. And we did it, and it was great. So it's like, we're learning as we go, but it's been really fun, and I'm really excited for the next.
I was also going to ask, because there's been some headlines made recently.
Oh God! Every time this comes up, I'm like, about what?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I swear. I was just going to say, there's a new show, Dance Moms: A New Era.
Yes.
What's your reaction? Will you be watching?
Honestly, I can't help it. I will be watching. Like, I really will be watching. Like, I really, first day it comes out, I will be tuned in. But I think that there was I don't like biting the hand that fed you, and I think Abby's hand got bit a little bit with this new season, and I think Dance Moms will never be Dance Moms without Abby.
A lot of fans were saying, like, reacting to the new Abby, being like, this isn't Abby.
And I think that there's a lot of great dance teachers, and Glow specifically, who is the teacher on this new season, is an incredible dance teacher, but she's not Abby. And so seeing the pyramid and seeing 6 weeks till nationals, that's not really Glow. That's Abby. And it's Glow trying to be Abby. And so for me, I feel a little protective of Abby, of Gianna, being like, hey, that was their thing. You know what I mean? Do your own thing. But I do think the kids on it are incredibly talented, and I am very excited to see them be able to launch into superstardom, take the platform and run with it. And I do truly wish the show and wish the cast and Glow and Kaylee and all the dancers and all the moms all the best of luck. But just, stay original. Don't try to be Abby, because everyone's replaceable but her. That girl.
It will be interesting to watch. We'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fun question for both of you. Right now, Access Hollywood is at the Paris Olympics. Are you watching the games? Any Olympians either of you are cheering on?
Okay, I'm just a huge Simone Biles fan. I love gymnastics,
Yes.
and she did the double pike Yurchenko, I think is what it's called. She's like the first woman ever to do it. Yeah, the Biles too.
Yeah.
I'm such a dork with it, but I love it, and she's incredible, so I'm always rooting for her.
So talented. I mean, of course. Simone's really carrying the weight of the Olympics on her back. Like, not only the gymnastics moment, but like the whole Olympics. Suni was on my same season of Dancing with the Stars, Suni Lee, so of course supporting her. There was also some, oh God, I'm gonna butcher it. He's something to do with water and swimming. He wears a little Speedo and the swim cap, but I don't know what actual water sport he's in.
Okay.
But he messaged me and he was like, oh my God, like me and my teammates, we play Karma all the time while we're training.
That.
And so I started to have a conversation with him, and I should do my homework on what he does, but for some reason I was like, oh yeah, he just swims. But then I realized, oh no, there's diving, there's freestyle swimming, butterfly swimming, long swimming, line pull. There's a lot that you do in that specific costume, so I was a little confused on what he does.
But Karma's there to support the Olympics.
But anyway, either way, Karma's got him.
Now, as we all know, the real horror movie in life can sometimes be the comment section on social media. How do you both handle the trolls and critics online?
You don't. I mean, for me, honestly, I know that I have two options. I can either crumble or I can let it be fuel to my fire. And I saw a quote, post and ghost, and I wish I could say that I lived by post and ghost, but I am a psycho and I read the comments and I see everything that people are saying, and it doesn't get easier, but you get more used to it. You know what I mean? And there's a quote in the Wicked movie right now that's like, how does she not care what people thinks about her? And Glinda's like, she does. She just doesn't let them know. And I think that's a really interesting thing, is people forget that we're humans. But I decided that, look, if some girl named Emily is bullying a girl named Sarah in school, I don't know if Sarah can handle it, but if all of a sudden Emily is like, hey, I'm gonna go bully JoJo Siwa online, maybe she'll stop bullying Sarah for fun, you know what I mean? And she'll start bullying me online for fun, and I know I can handle it, so come at me.
Well, I feel like you handle it really
now
well
I want to
with
fight
grace.
everybody that's gonna hurt you. I'm like, no.
Oh my God, I got punched on accident.
What?
Yeah, it was an accident. It truly was. It was on my 21st birthday, and I got a black eye. It wasn't a punch. It was a turnaround elbow to the eye.
Oh no.
And my little cousin last night, he is 7, was like, whoever punched JoJo, I'm gonna kill him.
I'm like, take him down.
He's like, I'm coming after him.
Oh my gosh.
That's so
That
cute.
reminded me of that.
I feel like he could. I don't know this guy, but he
he
seems
could.
like he would.
Oh, he could.
Yeah, I don't want to get on his bad side.
Never.
Now, could you each describe the film in 3 words?
3 words. Gory. Shocking. I am gonna say karma. Just karma. That is actually a major theme in the film.
Dude.
And the festival, like all the characters are going to a festival, and it's called Karma Palooza.
While we were filming, I knew Karma existed, but no one else
No one
did
else
yet.
did.
And the whole time we were filming, I was like, Karma Palooza, this is so cool. Because I knew Karma existed, but not even y'all, like no one knew about it. I would say Twisted. I like the word gory. I feel like it's. I'm gonna say emotional.
Okay. Well, congrats on everything. I also have to say, I feel like you keep having new eras of yourself. Like every few years, we're getting a new version of JoJo Siwa, and we'd love to see it. What's next for you? Do we have something new to look forward to?
Yes, you do, and I know what it is, but I can't say yet. All I can say is strap your seatbelt on. No, honestly, I don't know fully what everything looks like in my future. I did not know that I was gonna become a crazy black eye makeup looking wearing creature, you know what I mean? And that was gonna be the one that I was gonna run with. Would have never told you that a year ago, but now, so I'm not gonna say like what I'm gonna see in a year, you know what I mean? But I can tell you I won't have a bow in my head, that's for sure.
There we go. There we go. And you just brought up one of your iconic looks. It just like sparked a memory.
Yeah.
I feel like you can say you've made it when you've been on SNL as a parent. What was your reaction to that? That was crazy.
My reaction, because they've done a little bit of me before on SNL of like old school JoJo with the side ponytail and bow, and I mean that's an honor. It's the biggest honor anyone can get. But to see a 5-minute sketch, and I didn't know what was happening. So I saw it when the whole world saw it. I actually saw it Sunday morning because I was asleep. And so I woke up and I was like, huh? And everyone thought I was like gonna be deeply affected by it. Like, oh my God, they're making fun of you. Like so everyone was very cautious to introduce me to it, to be like, hey, did you see this? And as I'm messaging Chloe, the girl that plays me on SNL, and I was like, dude, you freaking crushed! This is hilarious! And even she was like, oh my God, I was so worried how you were gonna take it. And I was like, no, it's hysterical. Like, you nailed it.
I feel like it's iconic.
It's iconic. It's such an honor. And they did a good job.
Yeah.
Like, also, like, the fact that, like, I did have a speech impediment when I was a kid. And, like, that's still making the rounds today on SNL. Like, you can't make that up. And the makeup was so good, the costume was so good, the dancing was so good. Like, Chloe crushed. Like, it was a massive honor.